us out because he is innocent. He has told us that very emotionally. He has thanked us for our help. And we are anxious for the public to read this. We're anxious for this thing to get going. And, we'll see. And when you guys read the PCA, presuming that the judge grants our motion, you will have to question, is this what happens after 5 years of an investigation? Is this what it is? We don't have any other evidence. We don't have any discovery. That's all we have, and we are not impressed.
When you say this would help you to get it out, how would that?
Well, you never know what person out there might read something, and it might ring a bell. It might cause them to point the finger in the direction of the actual killer. This whole business of the two people being involved, the conjecture from the prosecutor today was new information for us. I've been on this case, folks, for 6 days, so I don't know a whole lot. We have not seen the evidence, and another person involved, I mean, that's new news. So
that's not reflected in the PCA?
Not the PCA that I read. Not the PCA that I read.
Do you have any information about the potential involvement of Keegan Klein in this case?
I have no information about that.
Why do you think it's important for the public to see this probable cause affidavit?
Again, I think it's important because somebody might read something, a line about, you're going to see maybe about a vehicle or about a person or about a time frame, and it might ring a bell, something that they hadn't thought of before. And when they read that, then they can contact us as lawyers. We're getting lots of information from lots of people across the country, especially locally. We don't know what is hoaxes. We don't know what's true. We don't know if it's a podcaster's, opportunity to get in the limelight. We don't know what's real, but we're going to look at every single person that contacts us. We're going to contact them, everybody, and we're going to figure out if what they know is helpful.
What, if anything, has your client, Richard Allen, said this has impacted him and or his family?
Obviously, this has impacted Richard and his family tremendously. I mean, his wife is just a wonderful person, and she loves her husband. They've been married for over 30 years. They were basically high school sweethearts. They love each other, and she fully supports him, but it is devastating. She's scared. She doesn't want to leave her house. She did leave her house. She thankfully is in a little bit better place than she was a month ago, but this is all new to them.
Can you say anything about why investigators are focused on your client?
You guys will read the probable cause affidavit, and you may wonder why they are focused on our client.
We haven't asked you the fundamental question, and that is, your client's the wrong guy?
Our client's the wrong guy.
And what's the main point that you hope the judge takes away from your argument today?
We have nothing to hide, and transparency is important in government. It may be weird for defense lawyers, I suppose, to be arguing that we want things unsealed, but that's how confident we are in our client. That's how confident we are that the evidence contained in at least what's written in the probable cause affidavit is nothing for us to worry about. We don't know what other evidence is out there, but we're confident that whatever is out there is not going to be enough to show that our client did anything here. He's confused. He's bewildered. Rick, you guys all call him Richard. He actually goes by Rick. Rick is bewildered. He's confused. He has no idea why this is going on. How can an innocent man be accused of a crime like this and have their life upended? That's the kind of stuff that we've talked about with him. And the same can be said for his wife. How can an innocent man be charged, accused, and basically convicted in the court of public opinion is what they say. But what I said to him is, there's plenty of people out there that are supporting you, and we're getting a lot of calls from a lot of people that don't believe that Rick is the guy.
Should Judge Frangel keep these documents sealed, how do you guys proceed?
Well, it's like my co-counsel Brad Rosie said, you cannot conduct a suppression issue in public without talking about the facts. Tiptoeing around the facts is going to be impossible. That's another really terrific reason why these documents need to be unsealed.
In America, you don't have to prove that somebody's the wrong guy, they have to prove he's the right guy.
That-
Could you just elaborate on why you say he's the wrong guy?
Well, again, I'm early on in this case. I've looked my client in the eye, and he's looked me in the eye, and he's told me what he's told me. I'm innocent. Thank you for helping me out. And we'll see what the evidence looks like. The PCA, the probable cause affidavit, we are not impressed.
Can you tell us more about what the prosecutor said regarding a second person who might be involved?
Well, that was news to us. So whoever was in that room listening to the prosecutor talk about a second person, that's news to us. I got to tell you, I don't know a whole lot about this case. I'm learning and learning and learning. There's people that have podcasts and all kinds of stuff that seemingly think that they know more about this case. And certainly, I'm glad that I'm coming into this case without a whole lot of knowledge about anything. I don't have any preconceived notions. I don't like to look at evidence with some preconceived notion of what it might mean. I don't know what anything means, but this second person business, that there's another person involved, I think somebody had I had heard something on a podcast. Somebody had told me that there's a podcast or a news article that says something about that. Then there was somebody, you mentioned the name of somebody, I don't know who.
Keegan Klein.
Keegan Klein. I mean, you may think I'm, an attorney. How do I not know who Keegan Klein is? I've heard the name, but I don't know who Keegan Klein is. I don't know if that might be the guy that did. I don't know. I don't know anything about anything other than.